Okay, now let's apply this formula to expand binomials. Now, if you didn't pause the video last time and write it down, I suggest you do that right now so that you have this formula for reference. Okay, so what we're going to do is do the first four terms of this binomial. So using the formula, so let's go back and look at it for a second. So it starts off with the coefficient is n choose 0, and then n choose 1, n choose 2, n choose 3. So that goes up all the way to n choose n. So since you go from the 0th term to the nth term, there's always going to be one more terms than n. So like for example, when you do like x plus y squared, that's n is 2. When you expand that out, there's 3 terms. Okay. Another thing to look at is, like we talked about before, that the exponents always add up to n. Now that's before you simplify, so keep that in mind. Alright, so let's just apply this thing. Oh my god, what's going on here? Alright, go away. Okay. Oops, this one. Why is it not presenting? So, the first term is going to be 10 choose 0 times x. So the first term, so it's a and b. X would be a, 2y would be b. So times x, and we raise that to the nth power. And then we take the second term, so we'll take the whole negative 2y, and we'll raise that to the 0th term. Okay. Now, 10 choose 0, I'll show you how to find that on a calculator, but for now it's just equal to 1 times x to the 10th times negative 2y to the 0 is just 1. So that first term is going to be x to the 10th. So if I was expanding this out, first term would be x to the 10th. Okay, now let's take the next term, so 10 choose 1. And then we do x to the 9th. So these should always add up to 10. And then negative 2y to the first. Alright, these should always add up to 10. So we get 10 choose 1 is 10. I'll show you how to do that on a calculator later. Times x to the 9th times negative 2y to the first. So if we multiply all that together, we get negative 20 x to the 9th y. So the next term would be minus 20x to the 9th y. So when you expand a binomial and it's a difference, it's going to alternate from positive to negative. Because look what happens to the next term. 10 choose 2 times x to the 8th times negative 2y squared. Okay, so 10 choose 2, that would be 45 times x to the 8th times positive 4y squared, because negative 2y squared is positive. So now you do 4 times 4, or sorry, 45 times 4 would be 180, so it would be plus 180 x to the 8th y squared. Okay, so let's do the last term on the calculator, because now doing 10 choose 3 would be tough to do in your head. So, whoopsie, come back. So, to do factorial or combinations on the calculator, you're just going to type in NCR, the letters, right here on the keypad. Open parentheses, do 10, comma 4. So that would be 10 choose 4. Alright, we just did 10 choose 0 was 1, 10 choose 1 was 10, 10 choose 2 is 45. Oh, we should do 10 choose 3, that's my bad. So we get 10 choose 3 is 120. Alright, and then, so that would be the final term, would be, just get my pen here. Okay, so it would be 10 choose 3, which is 120, times x to the 7th, times negative 2y cubed. So that would become negative 8y cubed. So when you do negative 8 times 120, you get negative 960 x to the 7th y cubed, and that would be your final term. Not your final term, but the fourth term, and then you could keep going. And for something like to the 10th power, I wouldn't make you do all 10 terms, but if you had to, Alright, now everything I just showed you, you definitely should know how to do. But if you have a CAS, you could actually have the CAS expanded out by doing menu, algebra, expand, and then type in the binomial as it looks, and we can check our work this way. So I love the calculator, utilize it, but don't rely on the calculator doing all the work for you. You should know how to use the binomial theorem for a couple reasons, and you'll see why as we go. Alright, so I think one more video, I'm going to show you 2 more examples.